Hello, it's Miles here, and I've got another channel update. This one's kind of big. I want to start changing up a lot of different things on my site, and specifically with Steam Graveyard, and then maybe introduce another gaming series, a retro one. So lots of things happening, and I'll kind of quickly go through a little bit of it. First of all, I decided to continue with this whole experiment of being on camera a bit more. It was Forgotten Sound, that really weird game that it was spur of the moment. I just decided to set up a camera and see what it was like. And it went okay. There were a couple of problems with it though, that I noticed only after whenever I was editing it. Like the lighting kept kind of going out on it and kept changing, and it was very grainy and it was out of focus, and so that was bad. But like I said, it was completely spur of the moment, so I just wanted to... I was all ready to set up the game and just play through it and record, and I decided spur of the moment, just set up the camera and just go for it. So I'm going to keep doing that, but the quality is going to increase. Something that I need to try and fix though is the graininess of the video that I record. Now it's fine. Well, hopefully it'll look okay whenever I'm doing this, because I've got my whole light set up here. But for the actual gaming stuff, the room's a little bit more cramped and I just can't get the lights in. If I can get the lights in, then everything would look spot on and I could lose that graininess. But I'll see what happens as things go on. One of the big problems I still have though with my camera is that it still cuts out every once in a while. And usually it's every 15 minutes. And I figured out what the problem was. I mentioned it briefly in Forgotten Sound. I have since figured out why it's been doing that. And I actually researched all this stuff, and I was going to explain it all, but it's way too much waffle. So needless to say, it's something I can't fix. What I have been able to do though is bump up the amount of time that I can record each little section from 15 to 17 minutes, and I did that by changing the frame rate of the recording, the face recording thing, to 24 frames per second instead of 30, which has given me an extra 2 minutes, so I can record in 17-minute bursts now, which means probably nothing to you, but it means an awful lot to me, because it means that I have to get up less and kind of stop and start the recording over and over again. So that's really handy. Ultimately though, what I'd like to do is get a whole new camera, one that shoots a little bit better in low light, and one that allows me to shoot indefinitely, because that'll mean that I have a lot less work to do. It won't be a whole series of these different cut-ups of little 15 minutes video sections. It'll all just be one shot, and that is so much easier because I just have to sync one video file. And I just have to play around with the settings of just one separate one, instead of having all these 5 or 7 or 8 or whatever it is different files, and whenever I'm editing that, it takes a whole lot more time. So it'll be so much better looking, and it'll be so much easier for me to actually edit. That's really what I'm trying to say about with this update, is that everything, I want to increase the production value of everything. I want to make everything better. I want to make everything, just bring it up another level. So some of the changes that I want to make have started with Forgotten Sound, that Steam Graveyard video. And I just want to keep going from there. And in particular, I do want to change up Steam Graveyard. And in the next few videos of Steam Graveyard, you should start seeing those little changes in my production style, and little things that I hope to sort of elevate the look of it and the feel of it. One other change that I have decided to do, again with Steam Graveyard, is to actually change the resolutions of the videos from 720 to 1080. So you'll start getting actual HD videos from me. So that should be pretty cool. Bigger file size, but yeah, apart from upload times, it doesn't really make any difference on my side. So it just means, again, better quality coming out. really to kind of wrap up my intentions of what I want to do with Steam Graveyard and my channel in particular, and even this future retro game show that I hope will get people excited as well, maybe get a lot of new subscribers and things like that. I want to really just inject more of my own personality into all of the work on the channel. And I think that's something that's really been missing. I feel like everything's been a little bit too monotone, a little bit too sort of faceless and, just a sort of voice in the background, for my videos. I mean, I do the vlog things. I think I've done like 2 of them, like the original channel update and then the like vlog update thing. But really, like, my main body of work has been Steam Graveyard, and it's just a voice in the dark, with the gameplay in front of it. I need to inject myself into these things and just give it a bit more personality. So that's what I hope to do. One last thing that I wanted to say about Steam Graveyard is that I've actually decided to change the scheduling of the show. So instead of 2 episodes a week, it'll only be the 1. Now, I hope people aren't disappointed by that, but for me, it makes things much more easier, less stressful, and for the viewers, it'll mean that you actually get a better episode. Instead of it being like my workload being split between 2 each week, I can focus really hard on just 1, and I think it's something that I need to do, especially now that there is more work going into each one of them, because I do put little like things into it, like footage from other games sometimes, or little jokes and things like that into it. And especially now that I'm recording my face, that also takes up a lot more work. So it just means that each episode should be better, but there'll be less of them. So a bit more quality versus quantity. But I think it'll work out really well. It also means that I'll have more time to work on other projects that I'd like to get finally onto the channel. Things like the retro gaming review thing, or I'm still trying to figure out the exact format of it. I've got a lot of ideas, but we'll see what the finished product is. So a retro gaming thing series, and then of course my big fancy sci-fi that I'm still. I mean, like, honestly, I haven't actually worked on it in months. And that is partly because of Steam Graveyard. I just feel sort of pressured, and I know it's just pressure I put on myself, but I still feel pressured to get those episodes out. 2 episodes every single week, and it's kind of wearing me out a little bit. I've decided, to cut back on that, and so I'll be able to work finally back onto my my sci-fi, and kind of get that going. I keep looking over there because I've got like big massive ship. Big like sci-fi model that I've made, so I'm just looking at that and going like, yeah, I want to start playing around with that stuff. So that'll be fun, and it'll mean that, again, more excitement is injected into the channel because there's new content. It won't just be Steam Graveyard. It'll be, the Ember Expedition is coming along slowly, but it's still coming along, and there'll be this brand new retro gaming thing series, which should be a lot of fun. And like I said, I've got some pretty cool ideas about it. So yeah, it should be pretty good. And I'd like to add a little bit of humor to it. So I've got some ideas how to do that as well. Overall, with my channel, I want to just make things bigger and better. I want to inject my personality into it, and I want to bring a lot of variety and just a lot of fun into it. I want to start having fun again making these videos and working on YouTube, because it can be enjoyable. I'm enjoying myself right now. I'm in front of like a studio setup, and it's totally different from most of the stuff that I do. I do kind of feel like things were getting a little stale with Steam Graveyard, and that was the only kind of content that I was really putting out. And honestly, I was getting a little stale of it myself. I was getting, it was starting to become kind of a bit too much like work, and I wasn't having all that much fun with it anymore. But with some of the changes that I've already made, I'm enjoying things a lot more. The last thing I wanted to say was a big thank you to the subscribers who have been following along with me and kept watching. I hope that my new stuff and the changes that I'm going to make don't alienate you. I don't think they should. You know, I really do feel like it's just going to be better. Everything's going to be bigger and better, and I guarantee you're going to like the changes. And I really think that it's also going to bring in a lot more people, a lot new subscribers and a lot more viewers. And we can finally get this whole community kind of going, because that's what I want. I don't want it to just be, you know, me making the videos. I love the idea of having this community and people just talking away to each other and talking about, you know, their favorite games and saying like, oh, you know, like, because of your video, you know, I went out and I bought that game and it was great, or it was terrible, you don't know what you're talking about. Either way, I love that whole idea of a dialogue and creating a channel that has dialogue, both between me and the viewers and between each other. And of course, to really get the YouTube channel, you know, kind of finally going and really getting on its feet. So with all that said, I hope the channel can finally find its legs and really start to grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.